I feel like I'm about to let a whole lot of people down in my personal opinion part of this book review. I'm sorry. We are back for another Christian review of regular books, and today we are discussing Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. If you've never seen one of these videos before, here's how it's going to go down. First, I do my regular review, what you know and love to expect from a book review, and then I get into my Christian review, and that's where I go over the basic pieces of a book that may or may not have a fellow believer or anyone wanting to read it. I give way more caveats and any more information you may need about those Christian reviews at the video that's pinned at the top of the playlist. There's also a tag here somewhere. I believe there should be a box you can click on. If you're still here and you didn't click on over there, I also want to remind you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can stay up to date on all of these Christian reviews of regular books. They're coming out almost 4 to 5 times a week, and I don't want you to miss a single one. Now let's go ahead and get into my regular review. Remarkably Bright Creatures is probably one of the most popular books when I read it. It was all over Book Talk, it was all over Barnes & Noble, and I personally loved this cover. On top of that, the book has this really beautiful art right there, which is whenever they are talking from the position of the octopus, Marcellus, and I loved that. The basic storyline is about 2 characters. One is the octopus, Marcellus, and one is the aquarium keeper who is there overnight. It's very sweet and very cute, and it really just gets you all in your good and warm feels. I think a lot of people probably would love this book, cherish this book, desire this book, and have a great time reading it. And most people I know rated this book 5 stars because of all the feel-good feels that come along with it. I, however, did not have that experience with this book. I thought it was cute. I thought it was heartwarming, and I really did like the octopus more than I would generally like octopi. So that was fun, but that is about where the fun for me stopped. I think a lot of this book fell short for me. I think a lot of this book ended up feeling kind of bland and boring, and I really struggled with wanting to know much about the characters or about the storyline that happened outside of this. Also, Marcellus, who is the octopus, is very infrequently in this book. And if anything, I just wanted more of Marcellus and his point of view. When I first read this book, I rated it 3.25 stars because it did have me like a little warm and fuzzy. But the longer I've sat with it and the more I've thought about it, I think I really picked that because I felt bad that I did not like this book. Really, it was more like a 2.5 for me. But again, I actually think this is one of those books that I'm going to say, don't take my word for it. Take the basic demographic of people who admire and love this book and, you know, try it for yourself. I want to remind you that if you want to see what I'm reading and rating in real time, you can do so by following me on Goodreads. I am also on Instagram and on TikTok, and so you can find all of those links down below so you can follow me in all of those places and get more of my day-to-day reading journey and life journey as a whole. Now let's go ahead and get into my Christian review. The first category I always love to touch on because it's popular is smut or spice, and there's none. It's a very, very clean book. And truly, there are no other categories to worry about. There is a little bit of a suspense element in this book, but nothing visually or violence or gory or anything to worry about in that front. And all over, I think the book is super clean and perfect if you're wanting that cute kind of read. I think this book is great for anyone ages 12 and up. There's nothing dark or inappropriate throughout this book, and a teenager might really enjoy the story of Marcellus even more than I did, you know? Significantly more. Please know we don't want to end the conversation here. We would love to continue on, so leave us a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this book, or if you want to read it, or when you're going to read it, or send us an email at hello@trochia.org. I cannot wait to see you on the next one.